Namaste, everybody. Welcome into The Flow with Lauri Albert. I am so excited today. My very special guest, very, very special guest is one of my, we really only met, I think last year, but there's something about this lady's personality. You know how when you just meet somebody and you just kind of click? It's one of those kind of things. So please welcome in one of my new favorite mediums ever, Deborah Romero. Thank you, Deborah, for being here today. I'm so excited. Deborah she has such an energy about her that is just beautiful. It's sweet. It's endearing. It's you're just adorable, Deborah. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, wow, what a intro. My goodness. Thank you so much, Miss Lauri, for having me. You also, I feel the same way. Like we just clicked and we're just like, she's this happy, vibrant, joyful bundle of love walking. And I'm just like right there with you. So I totally can feel that from you. And I'm just so honored to be here with you on your show today.
Yay, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. And what is more exciting, as if there could be something more exciting, what's really exciting is what we're going to talk about today. And everybody knows that I wrote a book called Manifestation Journal for Beginners, right? Most people know that by now because I talk about it all the time. However, what I'm excited about is this whole series that I'm going to be putting together. And I'm so excited that Deborah, you are my first guest about this. We're going to talk manifesting. I love that. And this first big long thing that podcast that we're doing, manifesting love. Oh, seriously, the excitement level in my body right now. I could sit and talk manifesting all day long, right? But the idea of manifesting love, what does that mean to you? How do you, in your mediumship, tell me about mediumship and when somebody comes to you talking about love, how do you?
Wow. Lauri, that's a very good question. And the first ingredient to love is happy. You got to be in a happy place and joyful. It's our vibration. Yeah. So when we're wanting to attract that love, we want to be in that place of love so that we can also attract it. Yeah. I have clients, and a lot of times they'll come because of a love situation, right? Mm-hmm. And so they'll be like, Debbie, everything was so good. And then I don't know what happened. It made me feel like I was with my old boyfriend, or I went through something that happened before and I just didn't know. It didn't feel right. So then our doubt starts to come in and our fears start to creep in, and we sabotage ourselves from the true purity essence of what can be really blissful for what your soul is needing. Right. Yeah. So the first thing I say to my clients is set an intention. Who do you want to be with?
For sure.
Who is it that you want? Yeah. Because I can see and I can feel that person wants you. I can feel that your soul wants it, and it's craving it. It's gravitating. It's pulling. The energy is flowing, right? And then I can feel what has hurt you. So we heal from our past of the things that maybe have not been so cool. Right. And then we work on the new flow and creating the better and the good and the love. And that's for clients that come to me. What can we do to shift the vibration if we're feeling icky and kind of oh man, this don't feel good. I don't like this. Step out of your comfort zone. Go do something fun for yourself. Pick yourself up and change that vibration. Don't be sending no messages when you're feeling blue, and send it when you're back up and flowing, and be like, I got this, girl. You gotta be flowing.
Absolutely. And that's, what I think that's one of the things that is actually sort of missing in when people have trouble with manifesting, whatever it is, is that you gotta have fun. Don't make this so serious. The more serious it is, the more the stress and the anticipation and the anxiety comes in. I've got to manifest somebody that loves me, And you just, the more the anxiety starts creeping up, that's like a part of, honestly, it's part of fear. There's a fear base to anxiety that way. And the more we sit and hear about anxiety and fear, is the more your vibration goes down and down and down, and then you can't manifest love at all, because you have to be in a vibration of love in order to
yeah, 100, Lauri, 100. Like, we cover ourselves energetically with our emotions. Our body remembers how we feel and what we're talking to ourselves. And it's even an emotion is felt. It stays in our auric field. We feel it. And so if someone comes to us and they're connecting to this, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't like the way this feels. So we got to do more healing. We got to go within. Why do I feel this way? Where am I feeling this from? What is the root cause of where this is coming from?
Right.
So then we're going into it a whole nother level, girl.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's like change and create, and that's the best thing you can do. Rewrite your story.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Rewrite your story. You know, because that's what you need to do when we're trying to manifest something. You need to change what you're doing. So the reason why, in my head, the reason why we want to manifest stuff is because we feel stuck in some aspect of our lives. Yeah. So in order to manifest stuff, you need to change your life, change your habits.
Yes.
Start to understand. And that's why gratitude is just so amazing. I told somebody the other day, this is so funny. I said, if you want to change stuff about your life, just start being grateful all throughout the day. Like, you know, if you want to change and you want to create like a more high vibrational way of living, just start. Just like put reminders on your phone every 2 hours. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? And then that sort of kicks your brain back into more of a higher vibrational way of thinking. So
yeah, and it also takes you out of the feeling of feeling blue.
Oh,
so it'll take you, it definitely shifts the vibration for sure. I did that this morning. I thanked everybody that I got to work with. I thank everybody that I connect with. I think I wake up like that. Like it's just allowing the energy to flow that's within me, give gratitude for what's come through. So that's, I love that you say that. I love that you share that. It's the number one ingredient to also self-healing and to raise the vibration. It's most definitely something that everyone should welcome into their life for sure.
So here's my question then.
Yes, girl.
Let's just put you on the spot. I'm just going to
do it.
Throw stuff at you.
Go for it.
So love, how do you, okay, so let's just be point blank about this.
Let's do it.
How do you really manifest the perfect significant other? Whoa, that's like a big question, right? I get that.
I have so many clients, Lauri, that already have been doing that. There are people that really crave that need of wanting to be with someone, and they're having the desire. They've already done the vision boards, and they've already in their mind created of what they're wanting, from the color of their eyes to what they look like, the type of work they do. People that really want that connection, they don't mess around, girl. They know what they want. But for me, as a medium and seeing it from a different perspective, they also block themselves.
Right. Absolutely.
Because
I knew you were going to say that.
Girl, because, you know, we put an idea of what we would like, but we've also limited ourselves that it could be so much more. Things that we're not looking outside of us. So, you know, like this man could be traveling. This man could be flying. This man could be having an empire, but he also could be gentle. He could be loving. He could be soothing. There's so many other elements that come with that. So when we're looking into how to create or manifest our soulmate, right? If we're calling in a soulmate, really embrace that. The intention again is the key. I am asking spirit, I am ready to have a soulmate. That's the first thing you can do. You can do something very simple, light a little candle. I'm ready to embrace love in all directions and not keep it just in that one straight, and, you know, let's just keep this in a little box and keep it a secret. No, girl, share that love, girl, share it.
Right. Well, and you know what too, I've found, and I think this is a really important point, is that we have to be careful. Like setting the intention is so important because it's a positive thing. It's a what you want kind of thing, right? But where the tricky part comes in, I always feel like, is that when you have to be careful to not start saying to yourself, okay, well, I don't want somebody that
That's right.
has this, or I don't want somebody that, I don't know, I'm making this up, like walks funny. Just, I don't know why I said that, but I don't want somebody that is, loud, or I don't want some, you can't limit yourself. Like what you just said, you could, because if you start saying, like, it's good to say, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, or better, kind of thing.
Or I love that.
Yeah. Or better, or whatever you have for me.
For my highest good. For my highest good.
For the highest good. You have to be careful that you don't start down that road of but I don't want this, because the more we focus on I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, that actually brings it into your life.
And it also changes the vibration, because as you said that, the vibration drops. And so I also believe that you should speak it into existence, into the air. I'll be like, girl, that's my man.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so awesome. That's so true. Speaking it into, oh my God, how much I love that. Speaking it into existence, I can totally see you doing that too.
I would. I'd be like, girl, that's my man right there, and you don't even know it.
That's fantastic. Oh my God, how much I love that. I love this conversation. I love everything about this conversation, because it's not just about, I hate to say it this way, but it's not really then just about attracting your soulmate. It's about raising your vibration and just being in that place. Because what's so great about you is that when you talk about talking it into existence, that's who you are. I'm sure that you are like an incredible manifester. I'm just so sure of that, because you talk about it like, and you're like, I'm just going to say it this way. You're big about it. You're like, yeah, go big or go home, kind of thing. I love that. And that is an important part, because the more we sit and we say, okay, so now I've said what I wanted and I know what I want. You sit back, you fold your arms and you say, okay, that's what I want. Bring it to me. Right. What sometimes doesn't happen is that you have to realize is that you have to sort of live it,
Yes.
You have to live it. And that's what you do so well, I feel like.
I love that you say that, because now, let's say the other two guys you dated and they didn't pan out, but they were part of your lesson. They were part of your growth. They're part of you evolving. But now your energy drops. But what do you got to do? I had a client the other day. I'm like, girl, they're telling me you need to go to the gym because there's some guys that are waiting for you, like to talk to you. Like, you need to go work out and go hook it up. And, so that's like you physically doing the part so that you can be seen, so you can have the connection, so that you can meet the person. So it's the physical aspect. We've done it in our mind. We set the intention. We visualized it. We break it into existence, and now we got to do the physical part. And and I love that you say go big or go home, because I am that kind of girl. Like,
yes, you are.
Like, you got me, girl. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Like I definitely see myself as I'm doing this with you here on a podcast. This is what I love. This is me being of service and sharing my passion, my wisdom, and what I've gone through and what I've learned. I speak that into existence, and I just like, it's like a train. Let's go. You know?
Yeah. And you know what? And you're so motivating about it. It's like, you are like I would love to hear you in my head every single morning. Because you have this way of making me feel like that. Like, you're like, go to the gym. There's a guy waiting there for you, kind of thing. That's what, we need to say that to ourselves. Yes. I mean, we all can't have a Deborah. We have access to you, but,
But this is the gift within ourselves that we're going to grow from, and that's going from the self-love, the self-care, the self-worth. Like, where are we worthy of love? Where do you feel that you're not worthy of love? And really building that power up so that you're confident enough to step out of the icky and the ooey and the gooey to say, man, I'm ready. I deserve this. Let's go. It's like all of a sudden I feel like I'm at a football game, and I'm like, let's go.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Oh my gosh. That's why, and this might not be like so great to say, but people like you I mean, you are in that higher vibration, like most of your day, I'm sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of my day, I'm there too, right?
Yes, you are.
And what happens is that I feel like because it's in my mind, like the gratitude is always there, and the creation idea of it and embracing it, all of that stuff, right? Because it's always there, I wouldn't say it's easy for me to manifest stuff, because sometimes it's challenging. We all have our times. My point to this whole thing is, to what I'm saying here is that we have to understand who we are and meet ourselves at that level of where we are, and then go from there. It's like we have to understand that, you know what? We are human beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Yes. And that's the realistic part now. Now you're talking about, let's keep it real.
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
and that is also, we're in our imagination, we're flowing with creativity, and we're investing our energy into what we would like to happen, but we also have to bring it back to the realistic part. And that's what I feel that you're speaking into existence right now. And that is to be true. And with that being said, that means don't be hard on yourself if it hasn't happened in a day or two or a week or a month, and you're still in the flow of growing and evolving and changing into the direction that your heart desired. It takes time. You really want to look within yourself and say, okay, so what is it that's blocking me? What is in my energy field that's preventing me from going there? And that's, you can go to see Lauri and do some meditations. You can do some inner healing work or just take it within yourself to journal. I'm feeling this way today because, man, I didn't feel good. I didn't I was bloated. I was feeling icky. My pants didn't fit me. And what does that feel like for us? It feels right. Yeah. So journal that, get it out of your body so that you're not carrying it energetically, and then just be gentle. So it is a real thing, a real life. We, not every guy is going to be checking us out, and that's okay, because I'll make sure next time I put my eyelashes on, or I spice it up,
Put my eyelashes on.
And I'll do the little Betty Boop little corner, and I'm like, hey, what's that?
That is so cool. Oh my gosh, how much I love that. But but you're 100% right. There's gonna be down times and up times,
Yes.
But what I love, and what I love, and the reason why I actually wrote the book I wrote was about journaling too, is that, and this is a huge part of it for me, is that journaling and writing everything down so that you can go back then later on and see how far you've come, whether it's days, weeks, months, years, whatever. If you keep a journal, even if it's only like a couple of sentences a day of like, man, do I feel like crap today? Or, oh my God, I'm having the best day ever. I'm attracting so much. Like attracts like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You can look back at that and see how far you've come, and see what you did. If you write down like what you did to get yourself out of the doldrums, you can see that. And that's why I love journaling. And that's what you were talking about. Get it out, write it all out. Good, bad, ugly.
Yes. I just went through a whole box of old journals, and I was like, wow, I wrote that. Or, what was I thinking? And I would see that I was still healing, and I could see what I was working through. And a lot of times we think it's also within ourselves, but it's not. It's also, how were we taught to love? Yeah. How were we raised to love? Were you given love? Like, were you able to express love? Like, you'll see that in your journal. Yeah. If you start journaling, that, and your focus is, if you're staying with the theme, right? Let's go there. Stay with the theme of love. And keep one book for love. And
that's great.
And keep it for yourself, and just kind of flow, and try to think about, where did you not feel loved? Were you included or were you excluded? Where did you feel the adversities that came in, or the challenges that you faced? That'll come out, right? That comes out, and that's doing the inner work for yourself. And then you can go back to it. So I love that you say that. I actually just went through my books. I threw them away because I was like, I'm done with this chapter. I'm done. Peace out. So I was like, peace out. Like, peace out. I'm good. I'm in a whole different journal book.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. So you've been journaling for a long time then, yeah?
Oh yeah, I started some deep healing work on myself.
Mhm.
I'll say self-care maybe about 7 years. I've really dived into like the meditation, the journey, the self-healing, and when you do that, you need a way to express because some people don't understand what's coming to the surface for one person that's gone through a little bit of trauma or because I had that. I mean, we spoke a little briefly earlier about it, but as I was healing, those things come to the surface and those are things that can restrict us from loving ourselves. Those
Yeah.
are things that can restrict us from loving others. And
Mhm.
I love that you see me in this vibrant way and that's the growth. So you're
Yes.
watching me in my growth and you're watching me as I heal. And so as you see me, I'm doing the work and I've done the work.
Yeah.
So I love that you see that for me. And I love that I'm in my passion and that,
Yeah.
and if I can help somebody in the steps that I took, and if you can run with it, go for it, girl, run with it and do what
Yeah.
works for you. But
Yeah.
that's what I did for myself.
That is amazing. What an incredible story that is.
Yeah.
I mean, because that actually, what I love about what you just said is that gives people hope,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
there are so many people and, I know a lot of people that don't know how they're in that icky space. They're in that
Yes.
space of trauma or they're in that space of, whatever, it's lower vibrational, right? How do you get out of it? And you are the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
You,
And
you have to decide. You
I was gonna say,
decided.
yeah, I was just gonna say that you have to be willing to say, okay, I'm ready.
Yes.
And I knew like I would follow and my spirit was being called. You're going to feel the calling. Your
Yeah.
energy, the energy within you is gonna say, okay, I'm ready. And that's even going to the doctor, self-care, physical,
Yes.
like
Oh,
if
for
you need
sure.
if you need therapy, you need to talk to someone, your
Mhm.
spirit's gonna talk to you and say, okay, let's go talk to someone. If it's a friend, if you
Mhm.
can get in a circle, a support group, those are steps to love for
Yeah.
yourself, and then it grows. So you touch on that and you get that circle and you get that support that's going to take you to the next level. Let's level up, girls. Let's level
Yeah.
up, guys. Let's
Yeah,
take it. Let's
absolutely.
go.
Yes, because that's the change right there. And and this is what I love again about this whole conversation is that you start at one level, wherever that level is. It could be in a
Yes.
place of anxiety or fear or, whatever, jealousy and whatever,
Yes.
right? You started here, but once you make the decision, once you decide, you know what? I'm done living like this. That's
Mhm.
when you inch up just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So you inch up that little bit and then all of a sudden you start journaling like you're talking
Yes.
about. And then you
Mhm.
inch up a little bit more. You start thinking about your things you're grateful for. And you
Mhm.
inch up a little bit more. It's like you have to want it. And I love that you said that.
Yeah, I was
Because yeah.
yeah. Well, very thirsty for healing. Very thirsty. I was
Yes.
very thirsty. I was like, I actually dedicated my time to get better.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you
Awesome.
have time and you're not in a position where you have to go to work and you can stay home and you're working through stuff,
Mhm.
take the time to really mend and heal what's happening internally with you. I went weekly. I had a beautiful lady who held space for me and we did the Ho'oponopono prayer and she
Oh, I
drummed
love it.
and she
Awesome.
sang to me and I really put in the time. And that's what you got to do for yourself.
Yeah.
It take day by day. And I'm just loving it. I'm loving
Yeah.
where I'm at and I'm loving the outcome of everything and the growth as you grow. Trust me, spirit will not let you down. You'll be
Yeah.
very much taken care of.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of the acceptance of yourself.
Yes.
And then honestly, just allowing yourself the space. You have to really allow yourself and like again, like I said before, meet yourself where you are.
Yeah. So
And
now
know
like
that there's nothing wrong. Like imagine at this point, and God, I learned this years ago in some sort of self-development class or whatever that I found. But if you just sit in the present moment, like literally right here, right now, as we're sitting here talking, and maybe weeks, days, months from now, somebody's going to be listening to this, right? So in this exact present moment, everything is fine. Everything is great, except for the limitations we put on our minds,
it's
in our
so
minds.
true. It's so true.
You
And
know?
it becomes disabling. And
Yes.
it's not your fault. So for those when we do become disabled, impaired, to be able to not participate, the key word is to be gentle.
Yeah.
Have
Yes.
compassion. So this is the word compassion is going to be so needed in your journey.
Yeah.
Be compassionate for yourself, for the things that you didn't know or you weren't taught, or just as you're growing and you're bringing awareness to where you are in the moment.
Yeah.
Bring awareness. Where are my feelings? Where am I at? How can I change this and embrace that? Acceptance is the last of grief.
Yeah.
And so if we really, really look at it, we're
Yeah,
grieving ourselves of where we hurt and where we didn't have the love, and you're just going to grow that in a new way.
Yeah.
So we're given a new life, a new opportunity. And one of the things I tell my clients, if you break up with someone and you go back and you make up and you date from a fresh point of view, new eyes.
Yes.
Don't go back to faults. It's nobody at the end of the day. No blame.
Yeah.
No blame. Just keep it flowing.
Yeah.
It's like if you were to go date somebody and that person dated somebody before and you accept them for who they are and where they are in the moment, it's just like saying, hey, I see you today and you're a new person. So that's how you need to see yourself.
Yes.
You're a new person. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's time to flow and let it roll. Like, build that change. Like, again, going back to rewriting the story.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. You know, and you know what's so funny about this conversation is,
yes, tell me, Lauri.
We're sitting here talking about love. That would be sort of the theme, but the reality is, before I wouldn't say necessarily before, at least during, while we are working on ourselves, like we have to, what I want to say is we have to work on ourselves first before any sort of love is going to come in or whatever. And the other point that I wanted to say is that I have a client and she had a couple of bad relationships, like one cheated on her and she was married, not such a great marriage, all of that, but she's dating this new guy, right?
Yes.
And she calls me or texts me or whatever and is like, he didn't respond. He didn't respond to my text. What do I do? I don't understand. It must be over. And I said, whoa, Nelly, hold on there. Hold on just a minute. You need to just meet it where it is. Don't make everything mean everything, you know? And she's bringing all of the crap from these other relationships into the present moment, into where she is right now. And that is what I keep saying to her. Don't bring in, just because another guy was like that with you doesn't mean that this one is like that with you. Just try to have the clean slate. And I think reminding ourselves of that over and over and over again is really fantastic for the growth of it all,
And I think you said it right, Lauri. That is probably a big thing for me with my clients. Our body remembers, our cells remember, our frequency is a remember. We remember. It's an imprint. So if you have, we call imprints in mediumship is a memory of something that has happened. You can read it, you can feel it, our auric holds it, right?
Yes.
So if you had someone in your life and it's icky, it's going to stay in there if you haven't done the work. So that's really bringing in the healing into that memory. If we're going back to, we'll say Joe hurt my feelings. Yeah. How did Joe make you feel? Where is that sitting at in your body?
Yes.
Where are you feeling that? Is it in your mind? Is it in your thoughts? Is it in your heart? Are you aching? Like really bring awareness of where is this coming from within me?
Yeah.
Give it some love. And how do you do that? Is like,
I was just going to say.
So you can work with color. You can bring in some gold to go into that healing area to change the frequency. This is the alchemy of the work, right? I'm going to send Joe in my relationship and within me, anything that has hurt me. Maybe Joe had infidelity. We're going to send gold colors to infidelity. Maybe there was, he didn't call me back. We're going to send green. So really work with the colors. The colors, well, because in our body, in our auric field, field. If we're going into something gray or in something black, it's basically things that are kind of illnesses, things that don't feel cool, you know? So really bringing in those color strands into our body to change the frequency and the vibration. And if you just simply say, thank you, Joe, for no longer being here. I appreciate the times we had. That also changes the way you feel about the situation. And then the energy shifts and it changes the vibration. So if it comes up, ground yourself, bring your energy centered, and then allow the flow of energy to flow through you. Do a little waterfall, let the waterfall cleanse the energy, and then be like, okay, I'm going to give myself a day for this new person to respond. So it's like, you don't want to come at them with the scattered emotion, because when they pick up that phone, they're going to feel that scattered emotion.
Absolutely.
So
100%. Yep.
Keeping that energy up. So that when you do communicate, I'll tell my clients, don't call right now, girl. You was a mess.
Yeah.
Don't call right now, girl. It ain't good.
That's so true. That is so true, though. You know, oh my God, that is so true. You don't want to call right now. No, not with where you're at, you know.
Oh, give it a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. That is, what a fantastic way. Oh my gosh, how much I love that. You know, she's, you know, and you know what is so great about this conversation as well is that it really is even, it doesn't just apply to a love interest, you know,
no, it doesn't.
A lover, you know what I mean? It doesn't even just apply to that. It applies to love all the way around. It applies to love of yourself.
Yes.
You know, it applies to love of the human race, you know, and just finding love in your life, you know. I mean, a great intention that could be created is, you know what? I'm just going to say, I want more love in my life in general.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what a great intention that would be.
It is. And yesterday, it's so crazy that you're talking about this. I just drummed. I was guided to do my drumming, and I sat by myself. I called in the angels and called in the guardians, and I was like, let's bring peace and love, not only from within me first. I always go to me first, and then I go within the home, the family. Then I go to my neighborhood, my street, the city, the county, the world. It's for the collective. And it's really, and for my clients. I drum for the healing for my clients, and whatever spirit needs to bring in, I bring in any energy that's in my energy field, and I bring in the peace and the love to flow into that area. So I definitely did. And it's like, how are you taking it now to another level? What are you doing for yourself to continue to release and to raise that vibration, right?
Yeah.
Because we can feel the world collectively. We can feel for our clients because we have that open heart. So this is what I do. I will pray. I would feel healing within me, and whatever's on me, it'll flow the way it needs to. And whatever that looks like, if they receive it, they receive it. If they don't, it's there. It's shifting. You know, and I love that you say that, Lauri, because I was in that frequency yesterday and today. So, and it just definitely helps for everyone. Everyone wins, girl. Everyone wins.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I love that you were drumming. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Love that. How very shamanic of you.
I was in here, girl, drumming. This is my drum here, and I was just drumming.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to drum for us just for a second?
Oh Lord, girl, I don't know if it'll come on, but I just feel a little. I don't know if it'll
just a couple. Yeah. I can't really hear it too well.
Yeah,
but that's okay. That's okay. Oh my gosh.
I try to do that for my students, but it won't.
Yeah. You
need a certain background for it to come in.
Right. But
it definitely helped me right now.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so awesome. Yeah. You know, and you know what is so great about you? I'm sorry, this is going to be like the admiration society here, but you have this way, this entire conversation that we're having, you have this way of inspiring people. And I know you know that. You have to know that. If you don't, then shame on you, you know? But you have this way of inspiration and motivation. Like, you're making me, I'm happily married. We're going to be celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary, but you're making me want to go out and find love. Not that kind of love, but find like be the love in the world. That's what I want to say, right?
But you are.
Oh
You
my
are
God.
flowing that. When I met you, I think it was about a year or so and a half ago, you were at Karen Glass's opening of her spiritual Sunday.
Oh.
And you came in on a talk on happy. And I was like, look at this little bundle of joy coming in here. I loved it. You had all your little bees and you were talking about it. And I was like, yes, girl, get it, girl. So you do flow in that love. And it's just how it's a remembering also, because we're in the hustle, we're in the bustle, we're trying to hustle and get things done. And we just got to give ourselves that 5 minutes, 10 minutes of time just to give that moment of like, let's go, let's take it to another level. Give yourselves the 5 to 15 minutes a day for you and however you want to flow with spirit. And we do the work. But we also got to give ourselves the opportunity to recenter and reground and be like,
yeah, exactly.
I love it.
And what's interesting is that I get asked what is my sort of, routine, as far as connection and all that kind of stuff. And what I do in the morning is I'll get up and I will sit in the silence, right? And the stillness. Mm-hmm. And I will just sit, in the morning when it's quiet, before coffee. Well, sometimes before coffee. To be real, to making it real. Sometimes it's before coffee, sometimes it's not, right? And just sit there and allow yourself to just be. Like simply just be. That, I think, is such an important, it's an important part of my day. It doesn't have to be like a big long thing. It could be 10 to 15 minutes just to start out, just to start your day out in a more calm place and sort of like an empty cup, like just before the phone starts ringing and all the stuff starts coming into your cup and it starts filling it up, right? Yeah. Empty your cup. Empty yourself,
And I love that.
What is your routine for the day?
When I wake up, I'll go to my phone and I'll kind of look at things and stuff and I'll be like, okay, what do I want to share today? So it's like, a part of me, what is flowing for me, and collectively, sometimes I'll be like, okay, what do I post? That feels good. And sometimes I'm a little feisty and sometimes a little like, oh, this is a little gentle, So it really, I just sit in that. I stay in bed for a little bit and I do the healing. I bring healing into myself. I clear my physical body. I go through my auric field. I go through my channel. Awesome. I go through my senses. I send healing to my DNA, into my tree of light. I work through it all. Yeah. And I just kind of really brushing off the energy first foremost.
Right. That's how you are the way you are. I just learned. Ooh, you guys, she taught us a good secret. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I brush my energy field. We got to keep it. And then I do the coloring within my soul. Yeah. So I work with the color silver, which is the connection to spirit. Then I bring in the connection of the blue with the protective. You can work with Michael Archangel and bringing that, but for communication. Then I go into the divine of the purple. And then I also bring in the green for the healing. So those are the 4 major colors that you would work with so that it can flow within you. Bring it through your channel and I connect to the earth and bring it up and just kind of flow. And that can be a good 5-10 minutes, however you want the energy to flow through you, right? And I feel that everyone should be able to have that birthright of a connection. And really, if we're in our emotions and our thoughts, just give it gratitude. If we're feeling a certain type of way, give it gratitude and let it flow, right? But the stillness, Lauri, I love that you say the stillness, because I channel when I meditate and spirit was like, okay, silence. Ooh, and there's so much power in the silence of a meditation, and just now giving them the opportunity to blend with you the way that it needs to. So it doesn't have to be a huge demonstration. It can be just simple, as you said, sitting there, waking up and letting them come in as it needs to.
Well, interestingly, I actually I did that because obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious to everybody, but right before a reading or before I do any sort of spirit work, I always sit in meditation, but I open up my chakras. I do, all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I call in Archangel Mike, all of that stuff, that routine, I guess, before I'm going to do spirit work. But when I was taking my certification training with David G., he made it really clear because there weren't a lot of like mediums in the group, right? It was a group of, just people. I shouldn't say just people, but you know what I mean? It's like non-medium people, I guess I should say. And there was a couple of us mediums in there. And he said, you need to be careful because you still need to sit and have that silence in your body as much as you also need to open yourself up before you do your mediumship stuff. And I thought, ooh, that is interesting. Make sure that, so if you're listening to this and you're a medium or a spirit or a light worker of some sort, sitting in the silence should be separate and aside of opening up your chakras and, doing the energy work. As far as, getting ready to do spirit work. So I find that to be, well, it was huge sage advice to me because I think I had been sort of doing it before he told us that. And then I was like, you know what? Now I get that because we have to, we're light workers. That's what we are. However, we're still humans and we need that place of quiet and.
Yes. And the human part of us, and I teach my students, is that we do all this beautiful work with the heavens, but the energy needs to be here on earth.
Ooh,
so as we anchor the energy and we ground it, that is the power. Right. When we're more anchored and grounded, that is our mediumship will be more on point. Right. And for me, I have a hard time grounding. Like that is like, I do it, but don't get me wrong. I'll be like, I love to be up there in the air with the angels.
Yes.
But if we can stay grounded and the way I teach is I say, all that beautiful inspiration, all that creativity that flows is meant to be shared here on earth.
Yeah.
And that is creating the experience and creating the gift and sharing the gift. So when we're up there, we got to bring it back down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the stillness will take you there and the grounding will take you there because we are human first.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, gorgeous. Yeah. Gorgeous. Okay. So we're about at time.
Oh,
but
girl.
I wanted to say, I know, right? We could have this conversation literally all day. And this is, we just covered like a tiny little part of it, which is so much fun. But I was wondering, do you want to lead us in a little prayer or something just to, whenever somebody's, did I put you on the spot?
No, it's all good. Okay. So you want me to do a closing prayer?
Yeah, just a closing prayer. And then, we'll give your contact information. So yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay. So for those that are here, thank you so much for being here with Lauri and I today. We give so much gratitude and so much love that we ask that your hearts, your mind, your spirit, your soul be open to the words, that your ears be open to the words, that your eyes be open to see, and the heart to be open to feel, and to know and to love. The knowledge and the wisdom that we share today be accepted with an open heart. And we give thanks. Thank you so much, Lauri, for having me here with you.
That is so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know I put you on the spot with that.
No, girl, it's all good. I just let it flow.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So tell us how we can get a hold of you.
Okay, so I have a Facebook under Medium Deborah Romero, but I also have Transcend with Debbie on Instagram, and I'm loving it. We definitely bring in our guests, and then they can come in. I have lots of different mediums. It's a platform for mediums, healers to share their love and their wisdom for others, to grow and evolve, and to take what resonates for them so that when they step into their journey, they don't feel alone.
Right.
So you can find me on Transcend with Debbie on Instagram, Facebook, Deborah Romero, and Medium Deborah Romero, and TikTok, Medium Deborah Romero.
Oh, TikTok. Oh my God, you're on TikTok. How fun. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I will put all of this in, in the description of everything. So I will put your information in there too. So thank you so much for being here today. Holy cow. This was so much fun. Oh my gosh. And again, obviously we could talk about this all day, but you know,
Yeah.
I have a feeling, Deborah, that you and I are going to be doing other things together
Nice. And
because
you know,
we're in the same level.
yeah, and for those who are listening, I hope you get the love your soul desires. You know, may your intentions be heartfelt from the other heart of your soulmate that you're calling in. Like, definitely, I wish you guys all the best in all the journeys and adventures that are just going to unfold for all of them. Right?
Oh
Like,
my
this
gosh.
is so beautiful. So much knowledge that you just shared today. Like, I
Oh,
can't
and
wait.
you, oh my gosh, I am so motivated. I can't tell you. I mean, it's like, you know what? It's so funny because sometimes just when you need that little something, that little pick me up, not that I was down or anything, but you know, I felt a little stagnant, maybe a little bit, and you just totally like zoomed me out of that. Oh, so thank you for that. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here. And you know, everybody, stay in gratitude. Stay in gratitude. And I wish you all so much love. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friends, and namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.